Once upon a time, in a place where the grass was always green and the rivers flowed with joy, there lived a family of geese. Papa Goose was known for his loud honks and his silly jokes. Mama Goose was admired for her soft feathers and her endless patience. And their 5 little goslings were the fluffiest, most adventurous birds you ever did see. It was a bright, sunny morning when the fluffy yellow goslings woke up full of excitement. Today, they wanted to go on a little adventure of their own. So, without waiting for Mama, who was still asleep, they lined up proudly and waddled down the meadow path. The goslings were excited to explore the world beyond their cozy nest, and they couldn't wait to tell their parents all about it. Their tiny feet pattered against the ground like little hammers tapping out a happy tune. Their beaks chirped with joy, and their wings flapped clumsily as they laughed and played. As they walked along the twisting path, the goslings sang silly songs and made believe that they were brave knights on their way to a faraway land. Each leaf rustled in the wind became an exciting clue. Every flower that swayed in the breeze seemed to whisper a secret just for them. And then they came across a sparkling puddle, and the bravest of the goslings suggested they play a game. Who can jump the farthest? They honked. One by one, each gosling took its turn, and they cheered each other on with excited squeals. Splash, splash, splash! Suddenly, a big frog hopped onto the bank and croaked loudly, startling the goslings. They scattered in different directions, and before anyone knew it, they found themselves all alone and completely lost. The path they thought they were following had disappeared among the tall grass, and the friendly trees that had guided them here were now strangers. The tall grass closed in around them. It was like a green and yellow maze with no end in sight. The scared little goslings huddled together, feeling smaller than ever before. The grass was higher than their heads, and they could no longer see where to go. One gosling began to cry softly, and the others felt like they might burst into tears, too. Fear threatened to make them forget everything their parents had taught them about staying calm and facing challenges. For a moment, they felt small and helpless. But then the bravest gosling lifted its head and said, "We can do this. If we stay together, we'll find the way." The others nodded, wiping away their fear. They would stick together. They remembered what their parents had taught them, how to read the clues around them, how to help one another, and how to never give up. First, they looked down at the soft prints of their tiny feet in the mud like footprints in the sand. They followed those little tracks, which led them to a patch of fragrant flowers. Next, they noticed the sweet smell of fresh flowers, and the goslings knew that flowers usually grew close to water. So they followed the scent, their little noses sniffing the air like tiny detectives. As they walked, the sound of water rippling in the wind grew louder, and they could feel the refreshing breeze on their faces. Then, just as the sun began to shine brighter through the grass, they saw it, the sparkling reflection of water ahead. The goslings squealed with joy, flapping their wings as they hurried toward the light. And soon, they burst out of the tall grass and found themselves on the shore of their favorite lake. The water glittered like diamonds, welcoming them home. When Papa and Mama Goose saw their children return, their hearts soared with relief and pride. They rushed to greet the goslings, showering them with love and gentle nudges. The goslings chirped happily, telling their parents all about their adventure and how they had followed the clues of nature to find their way home. That evening, as the sun set over the lake, the goslings rested peacefully by Mama's side. They had learned something important that day. Even when the path is lost, if you stay together and never give up, you can always find your way home. As the stars twinkled above the lake and the fireflies danced in the twilight, Papa Goose shared a story about the magic of the night. "Did you know," he said with a wink, "that the moon is a giant ball of cheese in the sky? And the stars are little holes that the mice have made while enjoying their cheesy treat." The goslings giggled, their eyes wide with wonder. But Mama Goose interrupted gently. "The moon isn't cheese, and the stars aren't mouse holes. They're just beautiful lights far, far away. Papa Goose sighed dramatically. Oh, all right, he said with a chuckle, but how do you explain the shooting stars then? Those are definitely little mice running away from the big cheese moon. The goslings burst into laughter. After the moon replaced the sun in the sky, the family snuggled close, sharing stories and jokes until it was time for bed. The goslings nestled down in their cozy nest, their heads under Mama's soft wings. Papa Goose and Mama Goose watched over them, their hearts filled with love and gratitude. Before they drifted off to sleep, the goslings whispered their dreams to their parents. I dreamed we were flying, one gosling whispered, flying high above the clouds and dancing in the wind. Another gosling chirped. I dreamed we met a wise old owl who shared secret stories with us. The dreams of the goslings were as fluffy and light as their downy feathers, filled with adventures and magic. As the night deepened and the stars twinkled above, the goslings slept peacefully, dreaming of soaring through the sky and exploring the mysteries of the night. In the quiet of the night, the sound of crickets chirping and the gentle breeze rustling the leaves created a soothing melody. The goslings slept soundly, their tiny chests rising and falling with each breath. Suddenly, one of the goslings let out a little squeak. Papa Goose and Mama Goose stirred, their protective instincts kicking in. What is it, little one? Mama Goose whispered, nuzzling her baby. I had a bad dream, the gosling whispered back, a dream where I was lost and couldn't find my way home. The gosling snuggled closer to Mama, seeking comfort in her warm embrace. Mama Goose and Papa Goose exchanged a knowing look. They understood the fear of getting lost, the confusion, and the longing for home. Ah, my dear child, Mama Goose said softly, you must remember that even when you get lost, you are never truly alone. You have the strength inside you to find your way back. And you also have the love that guides you, the love between you and your siblings, the love that connects you to us, and the love that surrounds you in this world. The gosling listened, absorbing her words. Slowly, the fear in its eyes faded, replaced by a glimmer of understanding. Papa Goose, with his silly sense of humor, added, and remember, even if you do get lost, there's always plenty of cheese left on the moon for a little mouse to enjoy. The goslings giggled, and the sound echoed through the night. Their fears forgotten, they snuggled closer to their parents, feeling safe and loved. As the first rays of sunlight peeked through the tall grasses, the goslings woke up, their spirits lifted by their parents' words. The dream of being lost didn't seem so scary anymore because they knew they had the strength within them, the love of their family, and the magic of the world to guide them home. And so, as the sun rose higher in the sky, painting the world in hues of gold and green, the goslings stepped out of their cozy nest ready to face the day with courage and curiosity, knowing that no matter where their adventures took them, the love that bound them together was the brightest star in their sky.